from an operator position, you want as many unique pieces of equipment and variety as possible for your members that are coming in. With this type of equipment, again, the type of training that it is, being isokinetic, you cannot mimic that with another piece of equipment. So your standard selectorized machines, your barbells, your dumbbells, your plate-loaded hammer strength machines, you could try to get as close as possible to it, but you can't mimic the style of training that this is without the technology of what this equipment is and what it offers. So I think having as much unique variety of equipment as possible for the gym members that are coming in here and providing them with the best possible experience, it would make a huge difference if this was never here compared to what it is now. It allows you a little bit more freedom than like a standard selectorized machine, just because there's a lot more adjustability to it, but then a lot more stability in terms of comparing it to like a barbell or a dumbbell, being in those different positions because you're in a fixed position. So it's a little bit safer in that aspect. And you're not loading up a barbell. So in terms of, having to bail on a squat or, putting your back in a compromising position from a deadlift, and you're loading on the concentric portion of the movement. And that's obviously one of the biggest differences is with a barbell, depending on where you are in that rep or on that set, the power output could be different. And the speed that you're going could be different as well. With this, the speed doesn't change. The speed is a constant rate of speed throughout the entire range of motion. So I think it's more consistent. And in terms of gauging where you might be in terms of power output, the consistency is key. To me, I think the person that benefits the most from this type of equipment is, I would say, somebody who isn't quite sure what their max capability might be on, let's say your standard 3 lifts, your bench press, your deadlift, and your squat. Maybe somebody who has been too afraid to get underneath a barbell and squat or deadlift. This is a good way to gauge where their 1 rep max, their 5 rep max might be, without, again, putting themselves in that position where they haven't been in before. This is a much safer way to figure out where your power output is as an amateur or as a beginner. But then if you're somebody who is, training for a competition, and this can be worked into your programming, aside from your standard barbell work, this can be worked into your programming to figure out, okay, today is a RPE of 5, I can figure out what my power output is on here and translate that then to the barbell. They understand isokinetic training and how these machines work. Anybody at any level, no matter where they are in their fitness journey, is able to hop on here and figure out a goal that they have and where they might end up in a safer way, as opposed to hopping on. Again, I always use barbells as an example, because a lot of people come in, they'll hop under a barbell to squat, bench press, deadlift, whatever it may be, and they have no idea how to perform those movements. So it's the danger level, the risk of injury is a lot higher. So I think from beginners to somebody who may be training as a pro athlete, where they're really focused on, power output and what that might be, it's great for them because it's a safer way for them to figure it out, and then it can transition over into their other type of strength and conditioning training. It's a great bridge to the gap between physical therapy and your standard, typical corporate gym that you're trying to accomplish. Because again, you typically only see these types of machines and this type of training in physical therapy world. People that are coming off injuries, something like that, which is great. But once they then get into a gym, they don't have pieces like this to have the same type of training style and same stability that they might have had when they were going through physical therapy. So for them, it's a good outlet post physical therapy to come into a gym and get the same type of stability and same type of training that they were doing in physical therapy, but now they get to do it in a standard gym setting.